Hello and welcome back to Divide and Conquer version 4 and the Ered Luin campaign, where we have had some emissaries come to us from the evil of Sauron. He offers us 4 great rings. Will we accept them? I think we'll probably have to. Clan Lord Gore here is going to be attacking Captain Himdir. I'm just going to auto-resolve, see if the game will accept that. 274. I must say, I'm unsure on that. So 274 is what we got that time round. I probably will fight this because I think 274 is a lot of units to have lost when they've only got 3 units of infantry and 2 woodland archers that I can shut down my cavalry. So, and bearing in mind I've got a couple of decent generals that I'll probably use to actually do most of the fighting. Okay, yeah. Let's fight this one on the battlefield because I just don't accept that we're going to lose that many. To battle. Come, said Aragorn. This is the hour when we draw swords together. To Eramir. Helm's Deep. Alright, so we have got 1 unit of bandits on a ram. Let's take these guys out of that as well. Okay, right. So we haven't got many archers now. They are both in the rear here. And speaking of which, we can just move them up on this lovely hill. We've got a nice hill here. If there's one thing that I always like, it's a nice hill. And you know what? You can both just come along like so. Let's leave the bandits in front and then have the swordsman on this flank. Or in fact, the swordsman can go on this flank because you're on this flank. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? And you can go around as well. Let's move the cavalry up and around somewhat. Try and do a rear charge. And then we'll have Nar in the middle. Well, actually, we'll have Nar on the flank. And you know what? Let's have Clan Lord, what's his name, hit up the flank as well. All of you go into your positions. It's just the woodland hunters, actually. So go, go, go. Charge him. Don't really care if we lose a couple of cavalry, because there is another unit of merchants that we can get as a mercenary group. Go, 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 go. Charge him. Yes. Take him out. So that's over 20 dead in one charge. So that's pretty much perfect. Pull on out.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
And then they're out of range. They're out of range as well. Just go again. If they're going to keep moving that direction, shut them down. Just bandits and woodland hunters. Yeah, we're finishing off these guys pretty well. So the bandits, the sellswords, and the woodland hunters are all making their way in this direction. And we're going to finish off these archers apparently very easily. Come on, just run. Just leave. Stop fighting. Right, run, run, run. We don't want to be caught by bandits. Go, go, go. So get the cavalry out of there. Go down to 26. No one can open fire yet. In fact, just pull out. I'm going to attack the bandits again. Just going to do a quick charge. How much damage can you do on the charge? Can you wreck a unit? I wouldn't say quite wrecked, but done a lot of damage at least. Right, now you're going to pull out. And then the archers have opened fire, which is good. Maybe shoot the sellswords. And then go for the woodland hunters. Yeah, just follow this way.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Do as much damage to the sellswords as you can. And we can move the Gafilgabol guard around, actually, pretty much immediately. I'm going to move the bandits around and bring the militia up as well. And they're going to do a full-on rear charge. We've lost 3%, so that's really good. Shoot, attack the bandits. And then move up with the pikemen. Yes, there we go. Oh, they've routed already. Perfect. Right, we can just hold fire with them. And then let's bounce and attack them. It's taken ages for the bandits to actually catch up. Right, go, 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 horsemen. Take them out. Right, that should cause them to rout. And let's use the stubbornness of the dwarves effect. Sellswords are dropping like flies. Do you think they believe in hell? Right, and attack these units of bandits with this unit of bandits and militia. And then these guys can fall back and attack from this direction. And then we'll use our cavalry just to run down any routing guys. It's just some pikemen. We'll use the Firebeard as well. Maybe they can flank. Right, we've captured the gateway, which is good. And we're just finishing off those sellswords. Right, move up to take the town centre. Ah, is that the captain? Oh no, it's just 3 of the normal bandits. Right, and they free. Right, let's just finish them off. Because there's not many of them left. You know what, the Ered Luin militia, why don't you turn back and take out those swordsmen? Right, there we go. Finish him off. Those swordsmen have all died pretty epically. And let's just put it on time 6. So we only lost 43, yeah, that was more like it. Merchant Cavalry getting 276 kills for only 6 losses. Perfect. Yeah, I was about to say, it seemed like a lot of deaths, really, for what is effectively an extremely small battle. When you outnumber the AI like that, it becomes a lot more difficult for the AI to actually do good. And I assume that's... I don't know what that's an image of. I mean, it's got Rohan on it, and there are trolls, so maybe the Battle of the Gate? The Black Gate, maybe? Or the Battle at Pelennor Fields? Right, let's exterminate the populace at Barketta. And I don't want Felor. Hornburg is sieged. The Elven Message. So, a party of elves arrived at the gates this morning and asked to see the king. The guards refused entry, saying that only invited elves would make it into these halls. The elves bid the guards deliver a message to Clanlord in their stead, and it reads as follows. Clanlord, word has reached us of the emissary that visited you some time ago. We know not of his request, but know of his master, the Dark Lord Sauron. Whatever it was he offered you, it will not bring anything but ruin to the dwarves. We urge you to reject anything presented by that foul traitor. We cannot begin to guess what he offered, but the bounty of the elves is for all... Yeah, okay. So, the elves are offering us stuff not to take it, but... stuff you elves. We're doing it. We're going for it. Right, I've got an option to just repair, I think. So let's repair. And then we can build roads. And I am partial to some roads, so we'll get those roads. And they built roads at Fjornos, which... I mean, normally I would say that was a good decision, but... in this case, I don't think so. Okay, what should I leave behind here? I actually think that would be a pretty useful garrison, and then I can just hire another unit of cavalry. And then build a watchtower. So it'll take us 2 turns to get there. Let's take these units and move them up as well. So we'll get a decent force together. And then I don't want to take Barrier Donak, purely because I think it's more trouble than it's worth. Right, let's see if we are going to be made a offer, so to speak. Right, I'm going to try and extort a little bit more money. Oh, they've only got poor wealth. How's 1,000 sound? That just gives us a little bit more money. And then let's see if we can get some money out of Do the Dying as well for our map info. And hopefully we'll get the decision script to kick it. I mean, it's kicking in rather early. I don't think it would happen by turn 30, but whatever. We'll accept it. I imagine maybe turn 34 it will kick in again. Okay, so here is the choice. Well, it's now apparently. So, an unnatural frost settled on the gates and walls of the mountains this morning. This demon frost had been seen only once before. It can mean only one thing. The emissary is back. Sure enough, 2 years to the day, he is here, and he presents the same offer as before. Accept the rings and declare independence and neutrality ever after until he returns, or reject his most gracious offer. Grimfarn has mustered all of his followers and is urging that we accept. The world outside these walls has shown us nothing but contempt, he argues. Let us find prosperity here alone. The choice, despite his support, is yours to make. Click on the tick to accept the offer. Click on the cross to decline the offer. So accepting will send Ered Luin on the path of isolation and in time war with all. Declining will see the campaign play out in the standard way. So you don't get anything extra, I don't think, by declining. So we are going to accept this. So the Orcs of Gundabad no longer hate us. And then we got the rings. So the emissary silently handed the rings to Grindfarn, who had met him at the gates, and then he sat stoically until the gate shut before him and unsealed. Without another word, he slowly rode away. It is done then. As perhaps most feared, seeing Grinfarn's parade at the rings around Thorin's Hall had bolstered his support and still further, and he is as good as demanded his own military command. Despite reminders that accepting the rings means we should remain shut in the mountains, he only grins deeply at your messengers sent to curtail him. It took only a few weeks before he outfitted a personal guard in newly fashioned armour and marched out to parade about the lands to the east. In his benevolence, Grindfarn has given a suit of new armour to any willing dwarf, and a battalion has been formed, taking the name Grimborn Reavers. Despite the joy and anticipation that emanates around these mountain halls now, already there are strange happenings afoot, whispers of thieves in the night taking gold and other precious gems. If that wasn't bad enough, there have been a number of brawls in the lower halls, and I am told they quarrel over asinine events. A disquiet has settled in this place, and troubling times may be ahead. So we just got a load of things. So, construction report, and the end of turn report. So, alliance announced, Dunlendings and Moria. So, they're no longer at war with us, which is good. All of our alliances have fallen out. And we've gained Grindfarn as a promising commander, who has the Ring of Durin's Folk. So Celebrimbor offered the 7th Ring of Power to Durin III, King of Khazad-dûm and King of the Longbeards. His ring passed through successive kings of Durin's Folk until it came into Sauron's possession in the late Third Age. -2 loyalty, plus 20% mining income, 10% to trade, and plus 3 unrest. So he's not a good person to have in power. We've got a Ring of Power. And then another Ring of Power. So no one likes us now. Everyone thinks we suck. Let's go and speak to the Northern Dunedain and see if we can't just patch things up. We want to be buddies.
No, we cannot agree to this.
Right, so we have secured our southern border there. Let's have trade rights.
I accept this wonderful deal. Another. The pleasure was all ours. Farewell.
And then we can always break the alliance if we need to. Let's move back our units, because I imagine something is going to happen here. So we now have Grindfarn, who has the Ring of Durin's Folk, a Ring of Power, and another Ring of Power. So we can give our Rings of Power to our other generals. He has 2 Grimborn Reavers, who have 18 attack and 27 defense. Ooh, that is filth. And we could just go and attack the elves now. Part of me thinks that would be the best course of action. For starters, do you get free upkeep? No, you don't. And you boost mining income pretty substantially at the moment. I imagine that he also... Yep, he's also got a unit of those raiders. Right, we'll take the mercenaries. And then we'll get this full banner army, and you know what? I think we should go and pay Lyndon a visit, I reckon. let's put him in Foreign's halls. And just bump the tax rate a little bit. And then let's end, I think, this turn. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I imagine there's going to be some sort of civil war. Okay, so Angmar have decided to attack the Northern Dunedain once again. What a shock. Alright, yeah, we failed to talk to the goblins, whoop-de-doo. Okay, so... still nothing has happened. I'm not sure sort of what the next stage is here. Let's pull our armies back and start maybe heading towards the elves, because I think it might be fun to attack the elves. But we've at least made friends with Angmar. Will you give us map info if you give me money? Do you want to give me money? Okay. They don't want to give me that much money, apparently, even though it says they're well off. They're not interested. And then I can take all of these units down south. And start building some towers, maybe. I'm just burning turns because I'm expecting some sort of civil war thing to start happening relatively soon. And if it doesn't happen sort of in the next turn, I think I'll just call it a little mini episode there. We got anything big happening? Apparently not. Okay, so Angmar is still not my bestest buddy. How about a little bit less than a grand? How about 750? There we go, they'll do that. They obviously think 750 is a good deal. Let's go speak to the orcs of Gundaput. I mean, we could reach out, I guess, and take Barrier Donak now. But I don't think that would necessarily be a good idea.
Always happy to deal with you, trusted friends.
Trusted friends we are. Right, let's make a single payment to me. Give me 1,000. And that's demanding, apparently. Oh no, actually, we've probably already spoken to them. Let's go talk to the elves. But the thing is, there's only 4 things here, and he's now the steward as well. Or he is the steward of Foreign's halls. along with having these rings of power.
Honor, my lord. Making camp here. We'll rest here the night.
Right, so the Grey Havens, so this is where our lands end. So I'm going to send my general to do some tower building. Let's end the turn. Just get a bit of sight range on the elves. Angmar quite like us, so they've gone, you know, it might say poor, but we'll be friends with them eventually. I wish to raid Linden. Skiliath is under attack. And still nothing. Okay, so I'm not. You might need to comment below and tell me how exactly this script works, because as I was saying, I was very much expecting a, you know, a little bit of a fight back from the elves. So if that isn't forthcoming, then what I will be doing is I will be taking my army under Mr. Grimfjarn here. Who is he in my family tree? That is the question. No. So maybe it'd be a good idea to make him join, but let's take him and move him south to meet up with this guy right here, Mr. Clanlord Gore himself. And then between us, maybe we can go and stomp down the front door of Linden. They haven't got that many units in there, so hopefully we can do that. Right then, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. As I say, I'm probably going to try and get an alliance with these guys actually first. Maybe it would be a good idea actually to break the alliance with the Northern Dunedain to facilitate that. So I'm not at an alliance with you, am I? Allies. Ered Luin, okay. Cancel alliance.
You do realize that
Yeah, I know you're upset. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, they don't like us. But we can keep the trade rights. And then let's make an alliance with you.
it's good to see you.
Aha, so we've set our boundaries now, haven't we? Haha. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move, I think, bar that unit, yeah, there. We're going to move you into Barketta, and then you will act as a little bit of a bulwark against... I mean, we could go for a Numenas as well. See, these are options, guys. We're getting options. So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Ered Luin campaign. Let me know if there is going to be a Civil War event that kicks off at Foran's Hills. Because I honestly don't have a clue. So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye-bye.